There are a lot of things I don't do well when it comes to teaching, but I'll tell you one thing that I take pride in. I do not lose kids' papers. Hello, Marielle here, and today's teaching tip is about my easy system to keep your to-be-graded student work from taking over your desk or worse, turning into a pile that gets carted back and forth between school and home, only to get lost in the process. Be sure to stay until the end when I show you an alternate way to use the same principles of my grading bin, but an even more streamlined since it uses just one supply item. For my grading bin system, you'll need a few supplies, beginning with a portable hanging file box. This one is from Staples, but they also sell them at Target and other large retailers. I'll be sure to link all of the items I'm showing in the description box below. The key to these file boxes is that they need to have a small bin at the top to hold your supplies and internal rails to hold the hanging file folders. Next, you'll need probably around 10 hanging file folders just like these. And inside each hanging file folder is either a regular manila folder, which is way over here, just like this, but I prefer the ones that are more like a jacket because the papers can't slip out of the bottom. You'll also need whatever supplies you use to grade papers. These could be pens, highlighters, stickers, sticky notes, maybe even some paper clips, whatever you use when you grade or go over papers in student work. These are really nice because they're right within reach on the top of the bin. The next thing you're going to want to do is take your hanging file folders and set them up with these categories: grade, enter, and return. Now, all you have to do is collect the work you're gonna grade, put them in one of your folders, and after you've collected them from the kids, you just dump them into the to be graded file. When it's time to grade your papers, just pull out the whole file, grade them, and either enter them into whatever LMS grading system you use, or grade them and then just dump them into the enter file. I like to batch grade everything, so I grade everything all at once. Then I put them into the enter, and later when I'm sitting in front of the computer is when I enter them into the LMS. Here's a little teacher hint if you don't do this already. Go ahead and take your answer key or rubric and put it on the top of the pile of all your papers. That way it's a nice visual cue that you know that you have to grade them. And then after you've graded them, just put it on the bottom, and that way you know that those papers are already graded. After you've done all your grading and entered them into your LMS or whatever gradebook you use, I like to take the papers and put them into the return bin. This is a really nice visual because now I know I can just take all the papers in this hanging file folder for return and hand them back to the kids or put them in their Friday folder, however you hand back the work to your students. Another tip I like to do is run off a bunch of extra copies every time I hand out an assignment. That way when I'm grading them, if a student didn't do the work or maybe lost the paper, all I have to do is write their name at the top and then I can hand it back to them and they can finish the work when they're able to. Now, those three folders, grade, enter, and return, work really well if you're grading papers, but I like to add 2 more files to mine, and it is copy and handouts. Any master worksheets that need to be copied can go into the copy file. What's great about this is I can just take the whole folder with me when I'm going to the copier and batch copy everything all at once. Then, if there's worksheets that I need to just hand out to the students, I've run all my copies and they're in the copy file, and I just switch them over to the handouts. That way when class starts, I can just pull it out file by file or folder by folder and hand it out to the students. It's really nice because everything's all in one spot and it's not in piles or multiple places. I can just take the whole bin with me when I go to the copy machine or to the classroom. What I like about the bin system is that it's super organized. It keeps the paper clutter off of my desk and it's portable. I generally prefer to do all of my grading at school so that I'm not taking papers back and forth between work and home, but on the few occasions when that's necessary, it's super nice to have them all organized in this tote. If you'd prefer not to have a bin, a really simple solution would be to use these paper clip flags. All they are paper clips with tiny little flags on top. You could probably even make your own, but I'll link a couple different ones here. You can pick up a pack of these and just label them to grade, to enter, to return, and simply just stick them on the pile of papers, and it's a nice visual on top what you need to do with that work. Comment below and tell me what ideas you have to keep your grading streamlined, or if you have any suggestions of how I can update my current system. Now that you've got an organized grading process, check out this video that'll help ensure that you never get surprised by the dreaded no-name paper when you're batch grading. It's got a great option for both elementary and upper grade students.